Hi everyone. Today we're going to have a flipped lesson. So I'm going to talk to you about what is a flipped classroom. I'm actually going to have some videos for you to watch as well that are linked below. And a quick little discussion board based on an infographic. So to start off here, I want you to go ahead and watch the first video linked below about a flipped classroom. So go ahead and do that now. It's going to give you basic understanding and then come back to this video. Okay, you're back. The next thing I'd like you to do for your flipped lesson today is to visit this infographic. What is a flipped classroom? This is going to be your second link below, and this is going to be an infographic. Go ahead and read through all the text on there. There's some really good information about the background of the flipped classroom, where it came from, some great results that have been seen with the flipped classroom, and can really give you some great information. So this is the second link below. After you check out this infographic, there is a discussion board that I'd like you to post on for today's discussion board. And I want you just to tell me your thoughts on the flipped classroom, kind of thinking about what did you learn from this infographic? How did it help you to better understand the flipped classroom? And also maybe some things that you think that are really good or maybe not so good about the flipped classroom. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, you're back. So you've done the first two links. The next thing I want to do is I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what is a flipped classroom. Okay, so when you're flipping a classroom, students watch the lesson at home. You've recorded the lesson, or you can use previous made videos, either one. The class time then is devoted to practice and real-life application of whatever skill you were talking about in your lesson that they watched at home the night before. Teachers can use either pre-made videos or make their own. Right now, I made my own video. As you can see, I'm using Google Slideshows to show the video. And then also, I left it kind of short screen so that you can see it. I'll show you QuickTime that I'm using to do this screencast. Why should we do it? Well, first of all, students set the lesson pace and can repeat as needed. You get to decide if you need to go to the bathroom or if you need to go do something else and come back to your lesson later, or if you need to do some rewinding. Also, like how I had you go read that infographic, you get to read that at your own pace. So you can really dive into that information. And then also I have a discussion board, so you have that at your own pace as well, instead of having students in class and waiting for that time to read that. Students also get support during the application. So we're learning about flipped lesson. When you come to class tonight, we are going to be actually applying this. You are going to be flipping your own lesson. And I am going to be there to help you. I'll be there to help you in any way that I can, show you some different examples. If you get stuck, I'll be there. That's what's most important. Practice can also be differentiated on the spot. Some of you might be beginning flippers, which most of you are, but some of you might not be comfortable talking into a screencast like this. That's fine. If you want to, you can set up a recording device, a camera, or a computer with a camera on it, and you can actually record yourself standing up at a piece of paper or a whiteboard and teaching a lesson. That's fine. Others of you might want to get really creative and do a Prezi or create an iMovie that's focused on your topic. Anything like that can be done, and I can help you do that tomorrow. The most important part here is that teachers are present to help when students need them the most. So instead of you guys getting stuck at your dorm tomorrow, after I send you away to go do your assignment, instead I will be there. I'll be there to help you when you get stuck. The next thing I'd like you to do is use the third link below. This is a great video I really liked. It's straightforward. It's called 5 Things I Wish I Knew When I Flipped My Classroom. This guy John here is a high school teacher, and he flipped his classroom and he definitely learned some different things. So this is a great video. Please make sure you watch it. It'll tell you some hints for things to keep in mind when you're flipping your lesson. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, next up, I just have some tools that I've used for flipping or that I know that you might want to be using for flipping when you come. The first one up there is Telegami. This is an app on an iPad. And hopefully we'll see if the iPads have it there tomorrow. If not, I have it on my iPad if you just want to play with it. Basically, you can make a cartoon version of yourself, and you can tell your lesson, you record your voice to tell the lesson. And it does really good animation and stuff. If you want to go to my YouTube page, which is linked here with this YouTube picture, you can click on that, and there's a reading mini lesson on fluency, talking about reading dialogue that's made by that Telegami app, if you'd like to check that out. So YouTube is great because I really like it. It limits your videos to 15 minutes. So this one's on YouTube because I had to keep it to 15 minutes. To make it a little bit longer, I'm putting the links below of things for you to do or things for you to watch, okay? So it's great. You can, lots of different of these applications allow you to export right to YouTube. Next up is Explain Everything. This is a great app as well, and it can work with lots of different blogs or different Schoologies, that sort of thing. We can just upload videos or even upload a video into BlendSpace for your students from Explain Everything. It is an iPad app, so if you'd like to play with that one today, you sure could. Over here I have a link to what's called Math Antics. This is a website full of pre-made math videos for upper elementary. You could definitely use one of these in your lesson. I don't want it to be your entire lesson for your flipped lesson that you create, but this is a great resource. I've used them before with my kids and they really love them. Next up I have is QuickTime. QuickTime is what I am using today. I'm doing a full screen recording. You can also do selected screen recordings, and this is really great because it uploads straight to YouTube, or you can even save your videos and open them up in a video editor such as like iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, and you can edit your videos if you mess up. Next up is Screencast-O-Matic. This is a great way just to do screencasting of a lesson. And this other one is called Snagit over here, and it is a Google app, which is great for screencasting as well and very simple to use. So those are some of the tools you might want to use when you come to class. If you have other tools, there are a million different ones. For example, here's a link for free technologies for teachers, and on this link, Richard here has made lots of YouTube or lots of videos here about how to make flipped video lessons. So there's 5 different ones here using different resources. These are great for you to check out if, depending on what kind of device you're using to make your flipped lesson. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about here is your assignment. You're going to flip a lesson. You can use a lesson that you've already created and just adapt it to fit a flipped lesson style, or if you'd like to, you can just create a new one. For this, you will need a lesson plan. In that lesson plan, you need to include what will be covered in the video. You also need to tell me your in-class activity, which is very important. Make sure it's a higher level thinking. Make sure that students are involved and the teacher is not the center of attention, but the guide on the side. Also, make sure you include in differentiation. So you can just tell me those students who come to your classroom after watching your amazing video at home, who they get it, are you going to make them do 50 of that same problem and have them be completely bored? Or are you going to bump it up? And how are you going to bump it up? How are you going to push those higher level thinkers? Okay, then those kids that are on level, what's the activity you're going to have them do? How are you going to change the lesson? How is it going to fit their needs? And then also, how are you going to lower the lesson for the students who still don't get it? What are you going to do with them to help them understand it better? Okay, this is a huge piece of a flipped lesson. That's why it's so great. If it was just homework, a worksheet you were giving, you wouldn't include it in differentiation because you don't know what the students are thinking about that topic or if they're understanding it. In class, when you've done a flipped lesson beforehand, you need to have that differentiation ready because you never know who's going to need it. The next thing you need to include with your flipped lesson is the actual video of you teaching your lesson. So just like this, where I'm teaching the lesson to you guys, or you can change it a little bit however you'd like to do it to fit you, okay? So you need to actually include that video along with a lesson plan. And then the second thing you need to do for this week is a reading reflection. So these are your goals when you come to class on Wednesday, and I will be happy to help you and differentiate to help you make the best flipped lesson you can make. See you soon, guys.